Today, I'm going to show you how to make a profit trading with no stress.
Okay, let's go.
How you can actually trade without stressing, without sweating, without worrying about that little bit of money that you might lose in the markets. Over the 33 years that I've been trading, I learned a very interesting strategy. I had an aha moment early in my trading career. Well, not that early. It took me quite a while actually to figure it out. But when I figured it out, it was one of the best aha moments that anyone could possibly have. And that is that charts don't make you money. And I realized that a win rate doesn't make you money, that you actually need a strategy in the market to make you the money that you need to make. So making money in the market is all about a business plan. And a business plan comes with realizing that you need capital to get into the market, you need a certain strategy to make money in the market, and that charts don't have a predictive capability. Interesting that, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rob. For those of you who do know me, I'm still Rob. And guess what? It's Coffee with Rob. We're having a cup of coffee. I'll take you to the charts now. I'll show you a system. I'll show you a system that you can use to trade with. No worries there. You can easily learn on this system how to take trades, where you can position your trades, how you can manipulate your trades, how you can manage your trades, how you can manage your risk. But then I gotta show you the strategy that's gonna make you the money in the market, because it's completely different to the system. What people are unable to do is to unmarry the two, let's say. Because you go on a course, you go on this course, somebody says, come on, let's go on a course, let's go and learn how to trade. And they take you and they teach you how to trade. They teach you how to trade with charts, and they give you a system, a wonderful system. I don't know, there's so many different systems out there that you can learn from. And they give you this system and you get onto trading and you start trading and you think, this is brilliant. I can't lose. I win every single trade just about. This is easy. But you're on a demo and you're on a course and you've got the educator there giving you the backing that you need and everything's set into perfect place. You go home, you put real money in the market and suddenly you realize you're losing. And this is because of psychology. This is because of fear, and this is because of FOMO, fear of missing out, patience, all these different things that happen to you when you suddenly put real money in the market. The big thing you have to understand here is everybody has a different fear threshold. Everybody has a different threshold to loss. Now, the difference comes in as well. Somebody has $1 million lying around in the backyard and they start trading and they risk $1,000. They think, well, it's only $1,000. If I lose it, so be it. They've only lost $1,000. Their fear is totally different to the person who has $1,000 and they take the whole $1,000, they put it in the market and they start trading that $1,000. And guess what happens? They start losing on that $1,000. They're $500 down. Their risk threshold is completely different to the guy with $1 million. Suddenly, you're losing everything. So when you're at a risk point where you're risking that much more in your career, where you're putting that much more on the line, it becomes that much riskier. Think about this. If you're starting a business and you're going out there and you're thinking, I'm going to start this business. Well, firstly, you need a plan as to what kind of business you're going to be starting. You've got to decide, what kind of business am I going to start? And how much money am I going to need? How much capital am I going to need? Where am I going to get that capital? Am I going to need staff? Am I going to need to pay salaries? Am I going to need factories? What am I going to need for this business? It's not a 1,000-page business plan. It's just a business plan that you can use to kind of figure out how much money you actually need or what you actually need to get this business running. Now, the same applies to trading. You can't just get into trading and think, well, I'm just going to trade now and I'm just going to make money. It doesn't work that easy. And it's not that simple. While we're here, let me take you to the chart, show you the price action system that I use to take trades on, and then we'll talk a little bit further about the way that you can make money in the markets and a strategy that you can use to be profitable. Just remember, guys, trading is 50-50. Trading is risky. And 70% of traders actually lose money swing trading in the markets or position trading in the markets with leverage trading. You have to understand that you're not going to be part of that 30% very easily because you're up against it. You're up against a lot of other traders out there. If you don't like risk and you don't like losing money, you probably shouldn't be trading. Let's go and have a look at the charts. Come with me. Let's go and check the charts out. I'll show you the price action system, and then you can decide from there if you want to even watch the strategy and take it a little bit further. So guys, here's the charts. We're on the charts, and I'm just going to show you quickly what we do here. What I did actually today was, well, on this S&P 500, which was going up, I was struggling to see which way it's going. So I added an RSI on it, and I used the RSI on this particular trade. I don't use indicators as a general rule. I don't bother with them, but when I need them, I will put them on just to give me some confirmation. But let's look at this trade. For example, this is the UK 100. Now, how do we trade? We trade three ways. There's three ways that we trade. We trade with the trend, we trade in a range, and we counter trade the trend, or we counter trade the resistance and the support. It's as simple as that. Breakout trading is counter trading. This is a trend. This is a range. The range is between the green line and the red line. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. This is a trend. It's trending up, so it's bullish and going up towards the green line. Then what happens is it breaks that trend. That's what we refer to as a counter trend. And on a counter trend, you get a nice big strong red candle coming down. It closes, you can take the short, which is what we did. What we had here is we had a stop loss of $250 up here because it's 1% of the account, and I'll explain that to you after the charts. And what I've done now is I've moved the stop loss up into a positive. It's $100 in positive, and now this trade's not only costing me nothing, but it's also going to make me a profit if it goes out of the trade. So that's how these trades work. If I was going to stay long, let's say it was over here and it went up and it came down and it touched this support and it gave me the green candle up, then I would be going long within the trend and trading with the trend up to the top. If I was trading off of the resistance and the support at the resistance, I get the red candle going down. I can trade off the red candle going down, I can trade short, and off she goes short because it came off the resistance, or I can trade off the green candle going up off the support here, and then go long, and then it goes long all the way to the top again. These are trades that you can use and trade with on price action. That's how we use price action to trade. It's just a question of being able to take a trade and manage that trade. So that's how we work on the charts. Guys, let's go back. Let's go and come away from the charts. Let's go and talk a little bit about strategy. So now that you know how you can trade with price action, there is much more detailed explanations in some of my other videos, but this is very simple, a very simple explanation on how you can trade. Now, understand this. You need to keep it simple. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Always keep it simple. Don't get overcomplicated. There are many ways in the market that you can trade. There are many indicators in the market that you can use. There are many systems in the market that you can use. What you need to figure out is that every single system available to you in the market actually works. They all work. Can you believe they actually all work? And that's the crazy thing about it. And the reason they all work is because you're trading against human beings. You're not trading against algo. So in other words, every single trader wants to win. Every single trader believes it's going to be that top 30% that's going to win, or the top 1% if you're a day trader. They all believe they're going to get into trading. They're actually going to win in trading. And this is where the issue comes in, because you believe your system's going to give you a win rate, and he believes his system's going to give him a win rate, and you both believe that a win rate is going to make you a profit. Now, a win rate will not make you a profit. Why will a win rate not make you a profit? Really simple, actually very straightforward. If you win 8 trades in a row and you win $10 on each of those trades, you can go running around the household shouting, "Yeah, I got a win rate, I won 8 trades, I won 8 trades, I won 8 trades." And then you take the 9th trade and you lose $500. Now you do the maths, you work it out. You just won $80, but you lost $500. That kind of tells me you're $420 down, but you got a win rate. 8 out of 9 trades are won. Poof, look at that. Isn't that insane? You're a winner, man. Not actually, not even close. This is where the problem comes in, you see. Now you're trying to win trades by having a win rate or by predicting the future with a chart, and charts don't predict the future. Charts are there for historical value. So you can look at a chart, and it's a great way to take a trade, because if you've got a chart, you can actually get the chart and you can look at it and you can think, well, you know, if the chart goes this way, I can take a long. If the chart goes that way, I can take a short. That's an easy way to get into a trade, to position a trade, to manage a trade. You can work with that. It's not just pie in the sky or a number. And you also feel good about your trade when you take it. You feel, I took a trade, and it's actually, you know, I feel good that it's going to go in my direction. That's what we use the charts for. The trick comes with, how do you make money? How do you make money off a trade? You could just take a trade off a blank chart and just go up or down, and you could, as long as you can manage that trade, then you can make money out of it. And the point is this: what I always do From my side is I risk 1% of my account. So some people risk 2%, some people risk 6%, some people risk 10%, some people risk, I don't know, huge gargantuan sums of money, some risk even less. I prefer 1% of an account. So if you open an account, or if you have a brokerage account, or if you have a funded account, there are funded account links in the description if you need one of those. You need to look at the size of the account and say, this is a $25,000 account. I'm going to keep it that size. If I make a profit, I'm going to withdraw that profit, take it out. If I make a loss, I'm going to top the account up and keep it at $25,000. Or just accept that it's a $25,000 account, and I'm going to work all my procedures around the fact that it's a $25,000 account, even if it shows $40,000. When I decide to make a conscious decision to change the size of the account and trade differently on that account, I will do it with a conscious knowledge that I'm going to do that. So I've decided this is now a $25,000 account, and that is how it's staying. It's $25,000. Now what I do is I risk 1%, which is $250 per trade. Why do I choose 1%? Because if I lose 10 trades in a row, guess what? That's 10% of my account. It's easily recoverable. If I'm risking 10% per trade, what am I losing? I'm losing my whole account. Really simple. Now I've worked out the size of my trade, because what I do first is I look at the trade, and on the trade, I determine where my invalidation area is, and I decide how much $250 is back from that area to the cost. With that, I've now worked out the size of my trade. Then all I need to know is how much money am I going to make? What's my risk to reward? Now, you don't want to be targeting a $50 win for a $250 loss. That's insanity. Now, you may say to me, but Rob, if I make $100, it's $100. I'm only risking $250. Okay, look at it from this light. Look at it from a totally different perspective. What if this was not a $25,000 account? What if it was a $2.5 million account, and you're risking $25,000, $250,000? I don't know. And you're $1,000 up and you take profit. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? You're risking $25,000 and you're making $1,000. Like, I'm going to take this $1,000. No, it's not worth it. It's absolutely insane. So the same applies if you're risking $250, don't take $50. Work it up. Try and make more profit. I don't say that you have to make it 2 to 1, 3 to 1, or 5. There's no basic rule on that. You just need to make more on the win than you are on the loss. And if you take a 1-to-1 trade, that's also fine. Just remember that trading's 50-50. If you keep taking 1-to-1 trades, there's a possibility that you're just going to break even at the end of the day, which is better than most traders anyway. Now, what you need to do is think, okay, I'm going to trade and make more on my wins than I lose on my losses. I can cut my losses short early. I can get out of my losses as quickly as possible instead of dollar cost averaging or moving the stop loss away. And I can add to my winners if I need to or if I want to. But the best way is to follow your winners up. In other words, when it goes into profit and it's showing a good profit, do what I showed you earlier on the chart, and that is move your stop loss up into a profit or a break even. That way this trade is now no longer costing you money. This trade is now free, and in fact, it might even make you a profit, which is great. Most of my profits on trading, not investing, trading, because in investing, I don't even use stop loss. But on trading, I look at a scenario where a couple of trades per year will make me a huge sum of money. And then there'll be another percentage of trades which will make target, which will be more on my wins than on my losses. And then there'll be a huge, like 60% of my trades, which are a mishmash of small losses and wins. The small wins come from moving the stop loss down, and then that stop loss gets taken out for much less than my target. And the stop losses are a bunch of stop losses that are less than the stop loss that I initially targeted, or the actual stop loss, so between $0 and $250 per trade. There'll be a whole range of those. But all the money's made in those 1 or 2 big trades and those large amount, or in the rest of the amount of trades that have hit target, and the targets were higher than the loss amounts. So if you work out the profits at the end of the day, you're making a profit. Really, that's how you do it. And it's not complicated. It's not something from rocket science or anything like that. Just simply keep it easy, keep it simple. Don't get out of control with your trading. So many people go out there and they think that they're just going to make money willy-nilly. They're just going to start trading, and they don't even know if they're making profit or loss. They're just trading, and they're showing a few profit and a few wins and a whatnot, and they don't even have a record of what they've won or lost. It's kind of insane. You need to have a business plan, and you need to work around that. Guys, for those of you who who have been on the channel for a while that don't know, we have a members area, and the members area supports the channel. And on that, we give a trade of the day every day. And if you're interested in that, give it a hit down there, have a look at it, go and check it out. And if you've watched the video this far, at least subscribe to the channel and join us, and join us for the live shows every Tuesday and Thursday. You know, every Tuesday and Thursday we have live shows. And on those live shows, I actually teach people how to trade, and I show people how to trade, and I answer people's questions for them. Free of charge. I do this on the house, guys. I do this for you, and I do it for a bit of fun as well and a bit of company. Guys, thanks for watching. Keep your feet on the ground. Reach for the sky. Till next time. Peace out. Cheers. Ciao.